What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah, and today I am the extra and Jesus is my ordinary. Fam, every time that I have one of these videos where I'm the extra and Jesus is my ordinary, I know that runs a very high probability of you being confused. I always want to be as intentional as I can to invite you into the inner workings of my mind. But Jesus said that we would do the works that he had been doing and that we will do greater still. So in our lives, as we follow him, a belief that we'll never be as good as Jesus, that we'll never live the life that he did, that he's always so high above me, is so incredibly backwards. The imitation in the exact life of Jesus on earth is limitation for what he told us was possible. Jesus said that we would do the things that he had been doing on earth and that we will do greater. Therefore, to be a 100% imitation is to have limitation over what Jesus says is possible. Therefore, I am the extra and Jesus is my ordinary. In this last season of time, it's been so difficult not giving into insecurity. If you haven't seen my video from last week, Jesus is just messing me up in this area of honor, that we're to honor one another above ourselves, and that honor often masquerades as insecurity. I've been experiencing a lot of that recently as I've been getting to work with very honorable people in incredible spaces of honor and favor and success. And as I get to work with them, and it's so fun that then that honor aspect can creep in and try to convince me that I'm very insecure. I was driving along here the other day, I was praying, I was like, Jesus, I am just all sorts of out of whack. I don't know what I'm doing. Why do these people work with me? Total imposter syndrome. I don't know if you've ever had Jesus get snide with you and set you up to just hoodwhack you, but he often does that to me. I was driving along praying, and as I was telling him about my insecurities, just out of the overflow of my heart, he takes me back to John, his words in John again. He said, Elijah, remind me again what I've declared to be true about your life. I'm driving along. Yeah, Jesus, I get it. You said, I will do the works that you have been doing. I know that. Jesus said, yep, that's it. But Elijah, have you ever stopped to consider what the works were that I declared over my disciples, that you will do the works that I have been doing? Have you truly considered that? Because Elijah, until you do the works that I did do, you can't do the things that are greater. Jesus, it's a great point. Yeah, I thought it was. Have you ever considered all of the works that I did do? I switched up hands while I was driving, while I was praying. No, I didn't. I just did that here in the moment while I was making this video. But as I drove along, I said, okay, Jesus, I'll play your game. I'll play. And I started in Matthew and then moved to Mark, Luke, John, and intentionally fixed my heart to meditate on all of the works that I could remember having read of Jesus that he had done. Now, it was a wonderful exercise that I just marveled. Wow, you opened the eyes of the blind, you healed the lame, you cast out demons, you raised the dead, you were transfigured, you walked on water, you ascended to the Father's right hand bodily off the earth, like you levitated. Wow, that's a lot of works that you did on earth. And you've declared that I will do the works that you did do and greater. I got to the end of that time and in prayer that Jesus was like, so did you think about all of the things that I did? Yes, Jesus, I have. I've thought of them all. I have a very good memory and I've memorized a lot of scripture and I have thought of all of the works that you did. Yes, I've considered them. Now what? To which Jesus responded, no, you didn't. Now that's where I have a very unique relationship with Jesus, that in these moments, I get very frustrated. Why would you tell me that? You asked me a question and I honestly gave you the answer. Yes, I considered them all and I did what you asked. No, you didn't. I would highly recommend you not to argue with someone who is omniscient and omnipotent and omnipresent. They're at all places, at all times, in all times, and know all things. Therefore, if they ask you over and over, did you do that? Did you do that? Did you do that? Did you do that? Maybe don't keep saying and arguing with them, yes, I did, you're wrong, and you should stop persisting and asking me that question. Eventually, I was in a bit of a huff. I was still feeling insecure and frustrated. It was like, man, I came and I wanted to talk to you so that I could feel better, not so I could get challenged. But finally said, okay, fine. Yep, I guess I didn't consider all of your work. So how about you tell me what ones I'm missing? That's when Spirit, who brings all things to our remembrance of everything that Jesus has taught us, brought to me the words at the end of John that said, beyond all of these things that Jesus did that are recorded, he did many other things, and if they were written down, there would be not enough room in all of the libraries of the world to contain all the works of Jesus. Oh, wow. Until this point, and maybe you're joining me even now here in this moment, had never truly stopped to consider all the works that Jesus had done. I had only considered all of the works that Jesus had done as recorded in Scripture and was very impressed with all of those. Those melted my mind to say, wow, how am I going to do all of it? I can't, wow, I've never... Incredible. But I had never stopped to consider that all of the recorded works of Jesus in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were not the totality of all the works that he had been doing. Therefore, when Jesus says, you will do the works that I have been doing, he's including all of those that were not written down. And then he said, you will do all of these. Truly just stop and think about that. Even pause the video. I'll wait. Back so soon? Boy, you considered that way faster than I did. But you will do the works that I have been doing, and you will do greater. Friends, I think the cool part about that, how that encourages me, is that when I come to the realization that I have a Father who loves me unconditionally, that in the same way with Jesus, when he was baptized in the Jordan River, that he came up out of the water and that the Spirit descended and lighted on him, and a voice came from heaven that said, this is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. That in that same way that my Father baptizes me in his love. And when I stand before him and I'm filled with his infinite, perfect, unconditional love, and that his statement over my life is, Elijah, I approve of you. That when that settles in, I realized that I am approved by my Father in heaven. That leaves nothing for me to prove before man. I love pursuing you so intentionally, fam, through these videos, going after all of you as fam, because I've been loved unconditionally by my Father. I stand before him approved. I don't have anything to prove. Therefore, I'm free to be vulnerable with you, to be silly, to share my thoughts, to be just so childlike in walking in the footsteps of Jesus, wearing my Father's shoes, because I know it makes him laugh. That I know that he's right there with me to impart his strength to me, every resource that I need. That I've been given every spiritual blessing, that in every situation at all times I can abound to every good work. It's when I take my eyes off of who is with me, that and who I am with, that I start getting insecure. That the Father, like he says to the older son in the story of the prodigal son, you're always with me and everything that I have is yours. The words of Jesus, seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you as well. I realized that Jesus was just a man on earth who showed us what a life fully surrendered to God and anointed with the favor of the Spirit could do. I see that. And then Jesus says, because I am with you and will never leave you, and because you have received the gift of my Father through his very Spirit, you will do the things that I have been doing, and you will do greater. The heart of fatherhood is not to constrain people under your accomplishments, not to keep everybody down and you lifted high and the one who's always the exalted one. The heart of fatherhood is to take the fullness of everything that you have and to sacrifice that at great cost to see the lives of others empowered. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The vision of extraordinary life with Elijah is to serve to please my Father's heart through the exercise of my gifts to impart grace to you so that you can know him more. If there's anything that you've seen in me that is good, I do my good works before you in such a way that you can see my good works, but glorify my Father in heaven. If you never met my Father and you've not received the overflow of his generous love, I would love to introduce you to him so that you can be a part of my fam. If you subscribe to what I am doing, then hit the button, hit it and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. And if you loved this video, you didn't just like it, then hit the thumbs down button. I pray blessings on your day. I love you guys lots. And I will see you in the next video.